events. Raise your hand if you like sharing. That's what this event is all about, sharing knowledge. A bunch of us in the area got together about a year ago to talk about how we could better share resources. And we started this group, SHIRA Tompkins. One of the ideas that came out of it is that we could have these monthly meetings, swap meets, where we get together and share stuff, including bartering, trading, giving stuff away. The first few events that we had were in people's backyards. They were kind of intimate events. And people brought food and clothing and books and electronics and everything you can imagine. And the way we often start off these events is we actually go around in a circle so that people can introduce themselves and express verbally what kind of things they have to offer and what things they're looking for, because they might not be able to physically represent it by a container of hummus or strawberry. This was a lot lighter on my computer, but there's a big exciting trade happening right here. A lot of people who come to our events are actually, web designers or accountants or massage therapists, and they want to be able to trade their services. So that's something that by going around in a circle and talking about what we do, we're able to find out what people actually have to offer. At this particular swap, it turned out that a bunch of people were all going to be moving in the coming weeks, and they all needed help moving. So they actually figured out a way to all help each other move. And then another person in the group lent his truck out, so they all had a free truck for moving. So they saved a lot of money and really helped meet their needs in that experience. And we often try to delineate between the free stuff and the stuff that people bring to barter. There's a real local focus on the kinds of things that people bring. Like these are our friends Leah, right here, grew this garlic. And those are mushrooms that were foraged locally in probably Tremont Park, Chanterelles. So people bring a lot of stuff that they find locally. And they offer things like plant walks, which help people get even more in touch with what resources they have available to them. Since we had such a success doing these smaller swaps in people's houses, we've been experimenting with the format and doing them in different places. This one was actually held at a warehouse kind of near the farmer's market. This woman, Cynthia, has been in construction for about 30 years, and she has this whole warehouse full of salvaged building materials that she wanted to get rid of and barter. So people came in. This is actually a bench that's going to be at White Hawk Eco Village that Greg was able to barter for. And these events really bring people out. They become kind of cultural and social events as well as about swapping and sharing. We have like open mics and parties. Pretty much every swap meet is a party. It's safe to say for those of us that have been there. And this is one that we actually had on the Commons, and it was in partnership with the Pioneers Conference. Did anybody attend that or hear about that? It's an environment. So that's another thing we're trying to do, is actually partner with other community groups that are doing sustainability stuff and also helping people meet their needs. And we had a holiday swap at Southside Community Center, which was, again, thinking about the holiday times are coming. A lot of people feel burdened by the need to actually spend money on all their holiday gifts. What if we have an event where we can come actually barter and trade? And people brought lots of crafts and goodies. A cool trade that happened at this event, there's a woman, Danielle, are you here? So that's Danielle, and that's a cello that she had for her son to play, but he actually didn't want to play cello anymore and wanted to play guitar. Our friend Mackenzie wanted to play the cello, and her husband teaches guitar. So her husband taught Danielle's son guitar lessons for a year. In exchange, Mackenzie got a cello. So that's kind of like a creative swap that would never have happened had we not had that event. So we decided to take this idea to another level and think, what if things were totally free? Like, skip all the bartering and making arrangements. What if everything you see at the event is free? So we had a really, really free market. And this is not an idea that we came up with. They've done these in San Francisco, New York, and all around the world. And at a free market, everything is free. People bring stuff. They just take as they need. It's all about, bring what you can, take what you need. And there were free massages, free food donations, free clothing. And we also invited local groups like Ithaca Car Share that we heard about earlier, kind of, and BirthNet, the Alternatives Credit Union, So Green, all these other groups that help meet people's needs are invited to come and table. So we're not only connecting people to one another, but we're also helping point them to resources that are already in the community that help people meet their needs. I'm not actually done. This is one that we had recently. It was a seed swap. So a lot of people are getting ready to garden. So we figured, why not have a gardening themed event? People brought lots of seeds and planters and gardening containers and all that kind of great stuff. And so now, and we had this clothing swap most recently. So this just shows you the diversity and potential when you have these events where people come and share freely, just like this event tonight. And we're hoping to have a lot more in the next year. We're actually celebrating our 1-year anniversary of starting this in May, so I hope a lot more people will come out and get involved. Yeah.